Pelosi says Democrats want a different version of the Senate-passed protection bill, one that would also include Supreme Court staff.
We're working together on the bill that the Senate will be able to approve of. Nobody is in danger over the weekend because of our not having a bill.
Pelosi says the House will consider its bill next week. Other Democrats say there's no rush to pass a Supreme Court protection bill. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez told Politico that it would be insensitive for Congress to protect Supreme Court justices before passing gun measures to protect children. A leaked draft opinion of overturning Roe v. Wade appeared in Politico last month. That led to protests in front of justices' homes. The Department of Homeland Security says a decision overturning Roe could prompt a surge in violence across the country. John?
We're expecting more decisions next week. We'll see if that one comes down. Rich Edson for us. Rich, thank you. Anita?
All right, for more on this, John, let's bring in Asa Hutchinson, governor of Arkansas, as well as the chairman of the National Governors Association. Governor, great to have you here today. Really appreciate it. You tweeted recently that our Supreme Court justices deserve protection from this type of danger. For too long, you said the rhetoric in our politics has been too divisive. We need less chaos and more respect for the rule of law. There's your tweet right there. So how do we change the atmosphere around what's happening right now?
Well, let me stress the importance of protecting our judiciary. Obviously, we have to protect our children in school. That's an incredible responsibility that we have. We need to address that. But I've been a United States attorney. I've seen federal judges, whenever they're at risk, the rule of law is at risk. And that's foundational to America. And that's reflected in our United States Supreme Court. Clearly, they're having to deal with more controversial issues. And if the American public is going to respond in going into at their home or threats, they need to have that protection. You know, as to how you diminish the climate in America that results in this kind of hostility, we've got to listen to each other. That's really fundamental to helping us to understand each side and to deal with issues other than resorting to violence. I think it's a part of responsibility of the media as well. But we've got to reduce the harshness of our rhetoric. We've got to talk in more civil terms about how we're going to deal with the problems that we face, many of them that you just talked about. But clearly, we have to protect our federal judiciary.
Well, speaking of reducing the harshness of our rhetoric, many say this actually started back in March of 2020 when Chuck Schumer stood outside the Supreme Court and said this.
You have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions.
Now, he did attempt to apologize for that statement, but now we have 26-year-old Nicholas Roski charged with the attempted murder of Brett Kavanaugh. Not a lot of media outrage about this. I did note that Whoopi Goldberg on The View even said there are consequences for what you say and you should be more careful. Your reaction?
Well, obviously what Senator Schumer said crosses the line. That creates more hostility, anger, and almost it's okay to conduct violent protest or endanger people because they're doing their judicial responsibilities. And so that crosses the line. We all have a responsibility to reduce the rhetoric. And let me just say, the President Biden, he just made his speech, and it was blaming. I mean, I'm looking for a president that will articulate where we are, what we need to do, and not engage in the blame game. I think it's important for America to see that kind of leadership, and when we don't have that, it does have a way of permeating the thinking of all Americans. It divides us. So I think that's an important part of the equation, is our leaders across the board, Democrats and Republicans, reducing the harshness. Obviously, we differ on issues. Let's have civil debates about it. That sets the example for America.
Yeah, amen. Governor Asa Hutchinson, thank you so much for your thoughts and your time today, sir. We'll see you again.